Gemini, welcome to you. This is your tarot reading for the month of March. Most of the readings have been quite psychological, and yours looks like it is. Do you see that central card? That means you become disillusioned with something and walking away from it. There are a few indications that it could be about love, or is it about broader issues? Are you dissatisfied with the world? After all, there's a lot to be dissatisfied with. Bottom right hand corner is one of the reasons why I think it might be about love. Recent past, you found divine and wonderful love, but now you're much more concerned about psychological issues, maybe even divine knowledge. Is this thinking about that love, or is it thinking about broader world issues? It could be either, couldn't it? In the future, you're met with many opportunities, but not all of them are what they seem. Not a card I like to see, but you don't have to take it negatively, because you might spot that the negative opportunities, you might spot them, or you might spread your risk and it doesn't really matter. The energy that leads to the outcome is that of the Queen of Wands. She's very good at inspiring and working with other people, getting the best out of people, but maybe is prone to being a bit manipulative. I'm not saying you are, it's just a possibility. What would change things is the Nine of Pentacles. Again, many blessings. But what I spot is that she's by herself. So if it's about love, does this mean that if you choose to be by yourself and it's love you're walking away from, that you can change the outcome? Now, you know, other tarot readers will tell you, and I agree with them, that no cards are good or bad. They all have good or bad connotations within them. And indeed, we're only talking of energies that impact on your psychology, not fortune telling. But the outcome is reminiscing of the past. I think a past prior to that love that came into your life. Maybe even early loves that you're thinking about. So is it about love? Is it about world events? Is it about both? How should we interpret it? Please stay with me as I try and work this out. The overall energy is one of you getting disillusioned and walking away. Walking away from something that clearly was important to you, but you no longer feel it is. Is this about love? I mean, there's many indications of love here that does suggest that you're walking away from love. By the same token, I think many of us are very disillusioned with things in the world. Are you walking away from things that previously you held dear? Not trusting anything, thinking that you have to do things by yourself. I've got a feeling of both in this, despite there being strong indications it's about love. But it does seem to be the interplay of world events and love that are making you feel this way. And it runs throughout the entire reading, so I have to take recognition of that in the rest of the energies that I feel. And as I say, there are indications it's about love. In the past, we have the energy of the Lovers card. Suggests divine love. You look at the card, there's an angel above their heads. So it suggests that you found a love that you felt was great, wonderful. Is it that you're walking away from it? It does feel like it is. But why? What is it? Feels like it's somewhat psychological while you're walking away from it. Should we even see it as a sort of physical love? As about maybe ideas that you loved, things that were very important to you that you now no longer feel serve you. I don't know. I've got the feeling that there's something a little more complicated going on than taking these energies at face value here. And the current energy is that of the Empress. Now let me just get this out of the way. You look at this rendering and she looks pregnant, and the Empress could mean pregnancy. Now you don't have to be female, you know, even though it's a very feminine energy, you could be male. It could be about getting someone pregnant. It could be pregnancy of a new idea. But I don't think that's really what I should be reading into it. No, what I see in this is a very feminine energy, an energy that's in tune with her subconscious and those of others, which is why I see this as a very psychological reading. Somebody that wants the best in her life, but not in a greedy way, wants the best not only for her but for everybody else. So it's a beautiful energy, an energy of being in tune, also of being in tune with nature. So it's a very good thing. But is it an energy of... It is an energy of love, but is it an energy of wanting a partner? I'm not sure it is. And is this the reason why you get disillusioned and walk away? Now in the future we're given many opportunities, but not all of what they seem. So if we're talking about love, maybe you do walk away from love, and paradoxically that leads you to many offers of love, as so often happens. But one of them, at least one of them, isn't right for you. Now let's take it away from love. If we're not talking of love, talking some other opportunities, if you can spread, well, I mean, I suppose it does apply to love as well, but if you can spread those opportunities, then maybe one being something of a poison chalice doesn't matter. Nor does it mean that you choose the poison chalice, that you don't spot it. So we don't have to take this as a negative sign at all. Maybe just a little bit of warning, and as I say, that's in the future. What leads to the outcome is a lovely, lovely energy, the energy of the Queen of Wands. You look at her, you know, I think she's a lovely queen, and she inspires others. She gets the best out of people in a very quiet type of way. Remember, we had the High Priestess, understanding your subconscious and those of others. So knowing how to sort of work with people to get the very best out of them, working with teams in particular to get the very best out of them. But is this manipulation? At its worst, it could be. Now, we've had this energy before for you, Gemini. And I think it's both. I think you are very good at inspiring other people. But the downside is that it can be that little bit manipulative. And this leads to the outcome. The outcome is neither good nor bad. Well, probably good. So, does it matter? Now, what would change the outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. This is you being blessed on many fronts, but particularly in material ways. Very, very blessed. You look at her, she's dressed beautifully, she's in a wonderful garden, and that bird of prey has chosen to come and sit on her arm. And what's rather unique for this actual card is you've got that beautiful gate there, but if you open it, it's equally nice on the other side of the gate. So these are sort of heaven-sent blessings, if you like. And, you know, if you can count your blessings, then that's a wonderful thing. You know, if you've walked away from something and are now counting your blessings, then that's a fantastic energy to have. But what I do notice is she's by herself. Have you walked away from love? I mean, it certainly feels that way. It certainly feels that way. And as I say, this card changes everything. So you have free will, you know. As I say, it's not fortune telling. And I think there's a very strong steer that this is how you should be, content by yourself with what you've got. Doesn't mean to say that you won't get those opportunities for love that I spotted before, and one might be a poison chalice. But often it's better to get what you want by not pushing too hard, by actually quietly being contented with what you already have. Now, if you remember, that Queen of Wands leads you to this outcome. Was it manipulation, or is it just that you're good at working with people? But you're certainly thinking about the past, the distant past, and maybe also thinking about past loves. I don't know if it's just a product of my age, but I often do that now. Often thinking, could things have worked out differently in my life? And maybe that's the importance of this Nine of Pentacles, being content with what you've got. Because I'm very contented in my relationship, very happy with my wife. So I'm not thinking of these past girlfriends as I want them, so much as maybe just getting old and going through my life and what has happened to me. Probably no more than that. And I think that is the message. I think the whole thing is about being contented with things, being happy. You know, if that Queen, I keep calling her Queen, she's a Nine of Pentacles, is about you taking a positive decision to be by yourself. I always see that negatively, but it isn't. If you can be happy by yourself, then it's a wonderful thing. Now, I'm not going to actually get any clarification. You know, it could be about love, it could be about ideas, but I don't think it matters, because these are messages or energies that will impact on you. And it's for you, Gemini, to understand what they're saying. I don't think I need to push it any further, so let's summarise. Gemini, like other signs, I think March is a very psychological month for you. Ostensibly, the reading is about love and a lover, but you know, I'm not sure it is, and I haven't sought clarity because I don't think it matters, because I'm tapping into energies and they'll affect different Geminis in different ways. But certainly there was a love or something you deeply loved that felt so right to you in the past. But now you seem to be exploring your own psychology, perhaps subconsciousness and those of others. And I think as a result of that, you walk away either from this love, or you walk away from what it is that you love. You're changing your life because you're becoming disillusioned with certain aspects of it. Now, I've spotted before, Gemini, that you're very good at working with others, very good at getting the best out of others. But at its worst, this could be somewhat manipulative. I'm not certain that you are. And in fact, I think it's a combination of the two. It's not that you are always manipulative or always good at bringing out the best in people. I think they go hand in hand, you know. And as a result of that, as a result of probably you walking away and thinking, could I have played that better? You're running through, I think, past loves in your life and saying, how could that one have been better? How could that have changed? And really, whilst it's fine to reminisce, I think there's a very strong steer from the universe to be contented with what you've got. That isn't to say don't walk away. You know, if you feel bad about something, walk away. But don't try and push something else. Just be contented. You have many blessings, and you know you have many blessings. So be thankful for those blessings. And if love isn't one of them, be contented by yourself. I think that's a very strong steer. And I think either way, if you do that, or even if you don't, you are going to be presented with many opportunities, and they probably are love opportunities. Not all will be great. Doesn't mean to say you'll snatch at the wrong one. Doesn't mean to say you'll accept any. But if you live your life being worried about, you know, am I going to do the wrong thing? Then for sure you will, or certainly these opportunities won't present themselves. So I think it's what really it's about is a strong message to take each day as it comes. Thank the universe, God, Allah, for all your blessings. And good things will come to you.